हेलो।
हेलो। हाँ जी,
Yes,
आपने
sir.
मुझे मैसेज किया था डायबिटीज वगैरह के बारे में,
Yeah, sir.
तो अभी बात कर सकते हैं?
Yeah, sure, sir.
आपकी एज कितनी है?
27. I've actually talked with you last week, sir. If you do remember, like I've actually already talked with you last week.
Okay. So, you still feel like you have diabetes?
I mean,
Okay, just tell me what you did in the last 1 week. You tried the hydration, dehydration.
yes. I tried that, and also I followed
Walk and rest.
the walk and rest.
How much walk and rest you did per day?
Like half an hour in the morning and half an hour in the evening.
So you feel any difference?
I could see like the hunger and fatigue which I had earlier have gone now. I don't feel much hunger now. However, the urine problem which I have been facing is still there, like the excess amount of urine.
How many times you urinate?
It's not about that number of times actually, like maybe around 10 to 12 times.
Okay. And how much water you drinking?
The amount, I'm drinking around 1 to 1.5 liters.
1 to 1.5 liters. And how much tea?
I don't take tea and coffee.
You are not taking any tea and coffee?
No.
And you are losing weight also?
Yeah.
In last 10 days also
the
you lost?
Problem. Yeah, that's the major problem actually. I lost around 2 kg in last 10 days.
2 kg in last 10 days?
Yes.
What is this happening? And earlier also you lost some sizable amount.
Sorry?
Earlier also you were losing.
Yeah, even earlier I was losing.
How much water you were drinking earlier?
Even earlier I used to drink like 1 to 1.5 only.
And during this last 10 days you have not stopped drinking water?
No, I'm not stopped. Only like say for example, if I take for 4 days, I would lessen on the 5th day.
Sorry?
Not much water.
Sorry?
No, if I take 1 to 1.5 for 4 days, on the 5th day I will reduce that.
How much?
I don't count on that, but usually like I will reduce the amount.
Have you started drinking water with meals?
Yes. I followed that.
Earlier you were not drinking.
Because of that, no. Because of that only, I think I'm not feeling that thirsty now.
Earlier you were feeling thirsty?
Yes.
Okay, and you were talking about the quantity also. So quantity is too much in every time.
Yes. That's the major problem.
And you feel tired also?
Not tired, but like that is like bothering me, like a huge amount is going, and I'm feeling like because of because of losing weight, I'm feeling something like there is something wrong.
Okay, and what is about your sugar intake?
Sugar intake, I drink milk. I've told you earlier, right? Like I take milk.
How much?
1 glass of milk in the morning.
Okay, that you are not stopped?
No.
Okay. With that you take 1 or 2 spoons?
Yes. 2 spoons.
2 spoons
1
sugar?
to 2 spoons. Yeah.
And that you are still taking?
Yes.
But can you stop drinking milk, or you think it is necessary?
I feel it's necessary to, because protein I need to take, like I'm taking protein powder.
Okay, you're taking protein powder also?
Yeah.
Since when?
I'm taking since 1 month. I've been taking that since 1 month.
And your problem of excess urine has started after that or before that?
Actually, I recognized this during the last month only, like on December 30 or 31st. I
Mm-hmm.
started with this, like I was frequently urinating. So
Then,
I've got a doubt that there is something wrong, so I had to check my sugar levels. So
no,
I went to
but then your problem started after you started taking protein powder. So you should have stopped protein powder. That was the first thing.
no, that problem was there earlier also, even before taking protein powder.
Okay. So what changed exactly after starting? Okay, have you checked your blood pressure?
Yes, it's normal only, like 119 by 79 or sometimes it will be like 130 by 80.
Hmm.
Sometimes it will be like 119 by 79.
Have you checked your blood pressure earlier also? 2 months back or 3 months back or any other time?
Yeah. Even uh, during November also, I have checked. It was the same, like 119 by 79.
Usually after you start protein powder, the blood pressure goes up. So if you're
Okay.
taking continuously, the blood pressure would have gone up because of the protein powder. That's one. Second, increased blood pressure could cause this kind of frequent urination issues. But
Okay.
your protein intake should have, first of all, let's talk about milk. See, milk has got some protein, and that protein is not digested after the age of 5 or 6.
Okay.
In 95% of the population of Asian countries, after the age of 5 or 6, protein is not digested. So that is why scientific recommendation and the scientific explanation is that genes responsible for digestion of milk protein is switched off, and that is
Okay.
the reason why it is said scientifically that one should not take milk.
Okay.
Then comes
But usually doctors do recommend to take milk
see if
along with the protein powder.
I don't know about protein powder, but so far as doctors are concerned, in case anybody has got any celiac or any other issue, the first thing they talk about is stop milk and milk products. Not only milk, curd, and everything which is made of milk.
Okay.
So that is, I think, the first thing you should do is that stop the protein powder and stop the milk also.
Okay.
And second would be if you are sure that you are drinking only this much of water, then increase your water intake to about like except for the urine part, everything else is okay. Like your constipation is not there, your bowel movements are okay.
Even even like the constipation problem is there. I mean, uh, if I go intentionally, then only like I would be
Having
going for
bowel,
that.
and otherwise,
Otherwise, it will not be there.
no. But if you go, then the bowel movement is there and it is strong enough, reasonable, normal.
Yeah, it's normal.
So that in any case is okay. Like one has to go one like so.
No, without intentionally going, I would not be going for that.
See, since you have got low weight, I don't know, but seems how much weight you have lost in last 1 year?
1 year, I don't remember, but from in the past 1 month itself, I've lost around 6 kg.
See, I would say that is serious if you are losing weight like that, and you should stop all the changes which you have made recently without any delay.
Okay.
So, whatever changes you made, like protein powder or any other changes you have made, stop that. And I would suggest to stop the milk also.
Okay. No,
And
even earlier I used to take milk. Even before this problem, earlier I used to take milk.
see,
That
that is
was not a
okay.
problem.
That is okay, but milk doesn't help much.
Okay.
I have so many people like there is there is one person. who had a very life-threatening kind of condition. He used to take 1.5 liters of milk. Okay. And at the age of almost 25, 26, he had life-threatening issue, and he was in hospital and he could not even walk and get up from the bed. And his blood sugar, in spite of taking insulin and medicines, it used to be fasting 250 and 350 and above pp. And his other problem was that he was drinking a lot of water. His water intake was about 5 liters a day. So after reducing his fluid intake and completely eliminating milk from his diet, his blood sugar came to 150 within 1 day. And within 2 months or so, he started walking. There's another person who also used to drink almost 1.5 liters a day, and he's like, both these guys are otherwise health-wise good. Like, they have 6 feet height almost, 5'11" or 6 feet. And the other gentleman I'm talking about, he also at the age of 5, he was diagnosed with celiac, and he was also suggested to eliminate milk part. And now he is celiac, and he used to, like, at the age of 25, he used to weigh perfectly okay according to his age and height. And today his weight is 100 and he has a lot of health issues.
Okay.
So milk is just for taste. If you don't have a particular taste, I think you should stop taking milk, at least for the time being, till you sort out this problem. So far as your fluid intake is concerned, since you're passing so much of urine, though the other thing you should do is that you should take water only with the meals at least for 5-10 days. At least for 10 days, I think. You should drastically reduce your this thing. That will help in a lot of other parameters also. And I would suggest not to cross even half a liter in a day, in the taking into account all kind of fluids.
Okay.
See, first of all, there are two things which happen. One is that you have lost weight. Your body is not able to metabolize most of the macronutrients, let's say carbohydrates, proteins and fats.
Okay.
And everything is getting converted into water only. So, so now the issue will be, for good digestion, you need to produce energy for your vital organs, for your digestion. And for that, you need to reduce the water content of your cells. So any extra amount of water, which you may lose another 1 or 1.5 or 2 kg more by reducing your this thing, but your digestion will go up and you will be much more hungry, and you should eat as much as you can. And that normal food could do. Whatever is your staple diets and like roti, rice or whatever you feel like taking, you should not look at diabetes as a main concern at this point in time. First of all, your numbers are in order.
Okay.
You should look at how to increase your diet, and you should feel hungry and you should feel energy also. Okay. So my recommendation is eliminate protein powder, eliminate milk, and restrict your fluid intake to half a liter a day, and that too entire half liter should go along with the meals only.
Okay.
So these three things you have to consider. In case you feel like you decide, let me know. You can get in touch every day also in case you feel like, and increase your walk and rest time also.
Okay.
Whenever you get time, even in office, you cannot lie down in bed, but you can always walk for 5 minutes every 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours. Okay. Even small things will make a lot of difference. And there is no need to avoid sugar also. You can take some sugar also. I would suggest.
But the thing I've observed is, like, whenever I take rice, right? So during the night, whenever I take rice, I would be peeing a lot. I mean, I would be urinating a lot. That is a major concern that I've been observing.
Okay, let me explain it like this. Your background is you are in the software field.
Sorry?
Your academic background is? You're a software professional?
Yes, software professional.
Okay. See, 70% of the body weight is fluid.
Mm-hmm.
This fluid is distributed in 3 compartments. One is your blood, one is cells, and one is space between the cells. And the distribution is like of the total fluid, 10% is blood, and 65% of the fluid is in cells,
Okay.
and 25% is in space between the cells, right?
Okay.
You get into trouble when there is a disproportionate allocation of fluid in these compartments.
Mm-hmm.
Now let us look at your cells. If your cells carry more fluid,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so the metabolic activity, the like activity which converts nutrients into energy is carried out in the cells. So in case the
Okay.
fluid goes up, the cell's ability to generate energy will reduce. Okay.
Okay.
Now you need energy for your heart, your brain, and digestive system. Your digestive system consumes almost 20 to 30% of the total energy produced in the body. Your brain
Okay.
also uses 20 to 30% of the total energy produced in the body. And most likely,
Okay.
I don't have exact numbers for heart and other things, but you can understand almost 80% of the energy in your case may be used for your vital organs. The vital organs
Okay.
are not getting sufficient energy. So one of the ways
Okay.
to generate sufficient energy is to reduce the fluid of the cells. So you are
Okay.
urinating, and when the fluid goes up in the cells, your fluid goes up in cells, concentration of minerals as well as carbohydrates will go down. And the basic
Okay.
thing which generates energy in the cells is glucose only.
Okay.
There are other minerals also, but the basic source of energy is glucose.
Okay.
Now, in case you have low glucose in your cells, the
Mm-hmm.
job of supplying glucose to the cells is of the blood. Okay.
Okay.
So, as a countermeasure, blood this glucose is released by the liver based on the requirement of the body.
Okay.
So, liver will start releasing more and more. Even if you stop eating all carbohydrates, everything, even then liver will keep on releasing more, and it will create acidic condition in your body, and it will kind of take this sugar from your muscles and cells also.
Okay.
So you need to reduce. Fluid in the cells, even if it means lowering weight by 1 or 2 kg more. Because
Okay.
unless you can increase the concentration of glucose and other minerals in the cells, nothing will change, and that will happen only if you stop drinking water on the empty stomach. So no
Okay.
fluids on the empty stomach, because where does this fluid go into the cells? One route is your small intestine. Small intestine absorbs water, acids, nutrients, minerals, everything. Okay.
Okay.
Then whatever fluid or food is passed on to the large intestine will absorb only water and vitamins. So in
Okay.
case there is excess fluid in the large intestine, it will absorb all of these and it will be sent to the cells. Whereas whatever is absorbed to the small intestine, that is taken care of by the liver. First, liver kind of balances your various nutrients,
Okay.
carbohydrate, protein. Liver keeps a stock of carbohydrates as well as protein and fats also.
Okay.
So you are not taking equal right amount of these nutrients on a daily basis. So liver does the balancing part.
Okay.
Kidney does the balancing part for the minerals,
Okay.
for salts and all that. So after that, this blood will go to the heart and it will pump to the cells. So whatever is going through this route is properly adjusted.
Okay.
There is not much of imbalance. But whatever goes to the large intestine, since it doesn't have any of the nutrients, and it basically the basic purpose of absorbing water from the large intestine is to remove your metabolic waste, or you can say
Okay.
space between the cells. Whatever is there in the space between the cells, that has to be removed and cleaned. So when
Okay.
there is an excess, cell starts absorbing the extra amount of fluids, and
Okay.
the whole system starts going down. So
Okay.
it will basically make you weaker and weaker. So now, if you are able to reduce your this thing, and you can increase your diet, in case you don't you have any eating issues,
No. No.
so you can eat 4-5 chapatis or a good meal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would suggest to stop. Even you should consider even stopping the fluid intake completely for a day or two, and concentrate on eating more.
Okay.
Because in case you eat more and you don't take any fluid, at least for time being, your cells will have lesser fluids and it will be able to generate more energy. And once basically the cycle has to be reversed. There is a negative cycle, there is a positive cycle.
But
Right now,
where does this insulin part come in?
see, insulin is, I'll tell you, your cell has got lesser amount of glucose.
Okay.
Now, the sugar is released by the liver.
Okay.
So, liver releases the sugar, and based on the blood sugar, the pancreas will release the insulin.
Okay.
Both are paired equally.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this insulin as well as sugar is to be delivered in the cells.
Okay.
When chronically there is a condition where your cells are having a low amount of glucose and other minerals, so there will be more of these two things to going to the cells. So ultimately, what will happen is you will start having lower blood volume. Now, one of the basic parameter of your body is that your body cannot have lower than a threshold of the blood volume. So usually, if you talk about blood range, it is about 6 to 7% of the body weight.
Okay.
Blood is 10% of the total fluid, but 6 to 7% of the body weight. So when it starts touching 6%, you will feel thirsty, and you will end up drinking more and more fluids, and those fluids will go to the large intestine, and that will make you more thirsty. So once you start taking water with the meals, it will start going increase your blood volume. Okay. But at the same time, this blood volume will go up, your blood sugar will go down, and again there will be issue. So basically, blood stops supplying glucose once it's hitting the lower range. It's hitting, let's say, 6%. And then the blood glucose starts going up, and your even insulin is there in the blood. Insulin is not something like which goes down. In pre-diabetic cases, there is a flooding of the insulin in the blood. Because both are paired and both are to go simultaneously only.
Okay.
Now, sugar can stay in the blood for a longer period of time, but insulin cannot. Insulin is a protein.
Okay.
So most likely this insulin starts getting deposited in the skin, and skin also has some side effects of that. So whatever experiments and whatever work I have done, based on that I am suggesting, in case you need to reduce your urine output, then you need to look at this aspect of not taking extra fluids at all. Even 1.5 will be too much in case you're losing at this rate.
Okay. Even I do observe like my skin is like dry. On my and also like hands.
See, listen, one thing you must understand is that people who are drinking 5 liters of water, they feel more thirsty than people who are drinking only 1 liter of water. And nobody is willing to explain this thing. You talk to any doctor, they'll say, Jitna, like whatever, if you feel thirsty, you should drink more. And the more you drink, you will feel more thirsty. So what is the fun in that? See, one thing you understand that diabetes means more thirst and more urination also. So you need to control both.
Okay.
So you need to control your fluid intake. You stop drinking fluid. It will stop going to the cells, and cells fluid will be less. That will mean increase in the concentration of glucose. It will give the signal to the liver to release lesser sugar. So you'll have lowering of the sugar as well as your body weight will start looking up. Your energy will also be in the positive state. And negative cycle is very, very risky kind of thing. Every passing day you'll have like you are on the downhill. I'm not suggesting, but maybe you hit a rock bottom weight and then you stop there, but you already lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So don't look at water weight, look at the like other nutrients.
Okay.
And don't take anything which is too heavy for you, which you have not been doing. Like I would say milk is also very dicey thing, and protein powders are dicey. You can consider taking protein powder after some time after you have stopped losing weight.
Okay.
And in fact, there's no.
How can I increase my weight now? Like,
see, I have only one principle of losing weight as well as for gaining weight.
Mm-hmm.
Both the persons who are underweight as well as overweight, they have low metabolic rate. They have excess fluid in the cells.
Okay.
Now, if an underweight person loses extra fluid, his energy level will go up. He'll be able to digest more. He'll be able to eat more.
Okay.
And once he starts eating more and your body starts accepting more, then weight will go up. In case
Okay.
whatever you eat, in case your small intestine is not absorbing, what you can do? Small intestine also needs energy for absorption.
Yeah.
There is a there are some wave-like things which happen. So in case there is no energy, it will not absorb. It will simply keep on passing through.
Okay.
And once it passes through without absorption, it will end up in the large intestine, which will absorb only the fluids, and there will be lack of nutrients drastically.
Okay.
Even if you're eating I have seen people eating 8 chapatis in one go and being seriously underweight, 40, 41, 42, like that. And once they stop, and they're drinking 5 liters of water, once they stop drinking water, the weight starts going up.
But the water was not a problem at all for me, because even earlier, before these symptoms, I used to take water only whenever I feel like thirsty.
I
Not
agree.
much intake.
I agree. So in 10 years or 15 years, when you were taking maybe 100 ml extra water, and you were not indulging into any activity which was getting rid of this extra fluids, so your body started accumulating, and even 1 liter excess water with a low weight would be too much. How much weight you are saying currently?
Currently 43.5. Earlier I was 49.
Okay, so just calculate 43.5 and work out at about 60% of the total fluids, or you can say about 40-45% of the total fluid is in cells. So even if it goes up by 1 or 2 liters, it will be causing problem, and it's a vicious negative cycle. Every day you get into this cycle, it will create problems. It's on daily basis.
Okay.
So even if you think 1.5 is reasonable amount of water, you are drinking 1.5 liters plus milk also, and maybe fruits and other things also. And there's okay. Hello. Yes.
Yeah. Tell me.
See, one thing is that you can try this thing for a few days and see. Otherwise, I have given you all the explanation. And in case you need to ask something, then let me know. Because 1.5 liters is also too much for some of the people, and some people may easily handle 3 liters also for years together.
Okay.
One doesn't need much water, but kidney can handle that extra load also. In case you have extra energy also, your metabolic rate is good.
Will there be any problem if we take even less water?
See, when you take drastically less water, I'm not talking about half a liter. Half a liter is normally in a case of sedentary person, it could be sufficient. But in case of very active person, the metabolic waste can start building up, and you will have lower this back pain and all that. But once you start feeling back pain, you increase your water intake for a day, and immediately you will get a relief.
No, in case of I'm telling if I take less water, will that cause any issue in metabolism?
It will improve the metabolism. See, metabolism, first of all, be very clear, metabolism takes place in the cells, not in the stomach, not in the blood, nowhere else. Not liver or anything. It is there in the cells of the body.
Okay.
So, you have to look at the status of the cells. Anything which goes higher in the blood means there is a shortage of that thing in the blood in the cells. Diabetes you look at the scientific explanation. Diabetes means high blood sugar and low glucose in the cells.
Okay.
And nothing reverses this condition. You take medicines that only controls your blood sugar by eliminating the sugar by way of digestion or some other systems. It will not be able to manage your cellular sugar at all. Your cells will still not get enough sugar, and that is why the organ failure and other things take place.
Okay.
They talk about a lot of things, but everything is unexplained.
But I do. I mean, even they will talk about the insulin part, right?
Okay, I'll tell you one.
If your pancreas doesn't generate required insulin, then you will end up in diabetes.
See, but one must understand the other things also. If you take insulin, what does happen? Does insulin basic job of the insulin is to take the glucose in the cells.
Okay.
So if you have enough insulin and enough glucose, the cells must get the extra glucose. So after every injection of glucose, not only your blood sugar should go down, you should feel extremely energetic, which does not happen.
Yeah.
So it only eliminates sugar from your cells and maybe it deposits in your skin. And that is why skin is impacted immediately.
Okay.
If you look at the side effects of diabetes or other symptoms of diabetes, then skin is on number one position. So it is only handling extra sugar from the blood. But it's not helping the sugar to get into the cells. In case sugar starts going into the cells, there will be no diabetic person on the earth.
Okay.
And every sportsman would like to take extra insulin so that he can perform better, so that he can drive more glucose in the cells.
Yeah.
But nobody does that, no?
Yeah, true. So the conclusion is like there is nothing on what we take, like what we eat. We can eat anything, but it's about only the water intake and
Yes.
the body weight.
Yeah. I'll tell you one more instance which may help you to understand the process. There is a 52-year-old person.
Mm-hmm.
He was taking 2.5 to 3 liters of water every day and he was constipated from birth. That is his statement, not my statement.
Okay.
And after seeing my blog, he reduced his water intake to only 0.6 liters a day, 200 ml with each meal. Okay. On third day, he said stool started softening up. He called me on the 6th day. Okay. And 6th day, his version was that since that day there is no negative thing and he is feeling much more energetic and better. And his digestion is improved and he is able to eat more also. So that was on the 6th day and we spoke. Then, but there was another issue also that he was spending almost 1 hour every day in the toilet. And that was happening from birth, you can say, or from a very long time, more than maybe 40 years. Okay. Now, next which I suggested is that on weekend or whenever he gets time, he should try walking, or this walk and rest for extended period of time, 5-6 hours or more. Okay. So one day he called up saying that he did this walk and rest. That was almost 15 days after he started reducing the water intake. And he ended up spending only 40 minutes in the toilet as compared to more than 1 hour earlier. And second thing is, walk and rest reduced his, like he said, after he did the walk and rest, his urine output was huge.
Okay.
So what happens is, I'll explain this how it happens. Once you start walking, your body needs extra energy.
Okay.
The immediate method of extra energy is the cells are carrying extra fluid. So in case the cells can give up the fluid, the body can generate extra energy.
Yeah.
So the body starts releasing extra fluids.
Okay.
And your body is able to generate energy. Now the problem is inflammation. In case you can, your body can change so fast, then a person may die in few hours only. So there is a amount of change which can happen in a short period of time. Okay. And then the inflammation process starts. It stops the cells in releasing more fluid.
Okay.
Now by taking 5 minutes rest, that inflammation is reversed. And when he walks again, his cells will release more water.
Okay.
So that is the way walk and rest is done. It's walk and rest is much more effective than doing more exercises and other things, because once you are into a negative cycle, any exercise that you will indulge into will be counterproductive and it will give you negative results only.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how about the problem which I'm facing, like the UTI? urinary tract
See,
infection.
UTI, in case you have extra fluids, see, you have basically what is an infection? There is no definition, I think. I have not seen at least. What is a virus? What is a bacteria? I have not seen anything. The maximum number of bacteria is in your mouth. So then they talk about good bacteria, bad bacteria. Okay. Now there are hundreds and thousands of examples. This environment, your body heat, your body temperature, and your body fluids, and all these things create a temperature which kind of help bacteria or viruses to grow. Okay. Once your body comes back to the right amount of environment, this harmful bacteria will vanish itself. I'll tell you another thing also. Once your body fluids go down, your blood will become acidic. So even your cells will have slightly acidic thing. And acid is the first protection against any kind of virus or bacteria.
Okay.
I'll tell you other thing. Let's say a person has got cough, cold and cough. And there is no cure in the world. You keep getting relief, and every few months you will have cold and cough again and again. You dehydrate yourself. Your blood volume will go. This blood acid will go up, and once the blood acid go up, you get the fastest relief from sinus and cold and cough. There is no other cure in the world. You keep trying medicines for life, and if you try dehydrating yourself for 24-36 hours, you get immediate relief. And in fact, my father at the age of 80 plus, he had lung failure, and I was able to cure lung failure within 48 hours, whereas when he was in hospital for 40-45 days on medication in ICU, they finally said that it is irreversible and he will die in next 10-15 days. Even that condition was reversed with dehydration, and I completely dehydrated him 45 hours.
For how many hours?
45 hours.
Okay.
And that you can understand the 45 hours of dehydration for a person who's on the deathbed, and he recovered, and he's still okay. And this has happened twice, and these guys not willing to understand. Dehydration is part of the life. You dehydrate during night. You don't drink water and other things. You don't eat anything. So that is a dehydration phase. And most likely this weather, like you have summers and winters and all kind of weathers, and that also is a dehydration. In winters, your body stores much lesser fluids. In summers, it stores much higher fluids.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of other indicators also. And I've been able to cure almost all the autoimmune system issues like eczema, psoriasis by dehydrating only. And if you keep drinking water with the meals, maybe within 10-15 days you'll have so much of saliva in your mouth, you'll never feel thirsty. Even if you don't drink any fluid for the next 3 days or 4 days.
Okay.
So if you talk about thirst management, there is no medicine in the world so far which can manage the thirst of a diabetic person except for taking water with the meals and eliminating all the water otherwise. Unless you start taking water with meals, this thirst will not go away. And
I've observed that, like, because
it's not only yours. It is 100% result. Everybody who tries this thing reports sizable reduction in the thirst level. Even if you don't.
That's true. That's true. I followed that and I found the result also. I got the result also. Like now, I'm not feeling that thirsty now.
So at least some of the doctors should promote this thing, but nobody is willing to promote this.
Okay.
And thirst
the
is
only
not.
Thing, like I told, the only thing is this urination problem which I have been facing. Like even if I'm taking less water, this urination is not getting curbed.
What do you mean less water? Just stop taking fluids. See, whatever you are eating is in any case 60 to 80% water only.
Okay.
Your meals contain a lot of water, so in case you don't drink any water at all for 4-5 days, it'll I'll tell you. Recently, I tried this thing. I did not take even a drop of water for 3 days at a go, and no fruits and no other salad or anything, vegetables which contains a lot of fluids. Just plain solid food. Okay. And I was taking enough solid food, and there was no issue. I was urinating about 6 to 7 times in a day, and urine quantity was also reasonable.
Okay.
Whereas the
But usually like for this problem like which got like UTI, they have suggested to take more water, to take 3 to 4 liters of water to get rid of this bacteria.
okay, I'll tell you, it is very common for the ladies to have UTI, if you understand that part. Okay,
Yeah.
and they are also advised the same thing, to drink lot of water. Okay,
Yes.
and they do not get a permanent relief. It's a very regular kind of stuff that they will have UTI. In my family, there has not been a single case of UTI for the last 20 years.
Okay.
And like if you follow their rule, you will never get a like. There is not a single case on the earth wherein by increasing water intake, person has got complete and permanent relief from the UTI. If there is, let them give the proof. I can show you hundreds of people who have reduced the water intake. They got relief within from UTI. If they are giving antibiotic, by all means take that. I am not saying stop that. It will give you maybe faster relief because antibiotics also dehydrate you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I will follow this one like dehydrating myself and taking much food
Yeah.
and see if I will gain weight.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.